to be on with you.
Thank you. And so you're making trouble again, right in the middle of all the controversy. So, Riley, why don't you walk us through what was the story that got Simone Biles, who's obviously a basket case, so fired up to call you a sick person, Riley?
Well, let's just first mention what has happened over the past week or so. In 5 blue states, Minnesota, California, Washington, Oregon, and Maine, you had boys or teams with a boy leading the team, stealing state championships, stealing podium spots, stealing state qualifying spots, again, in 5 states. The story specifically, as you mentioned, was the story out of Minnesota, Tim Waltz's Minnesota, where a over 6 foot tall boy who was transitioned at a very, very young age prior to kindergarten was allowed to play on a women's team that ultimately would go on to win a state championship. For the first time ever, even making it to the state tournament, they won the state championship. This boy pitched 5 consecutive games. He pitched a total of 35 shutout innings, 21 of those innings being consecutive.
Do we have a picture of this? Guys, throw it up here. Keep going, Riley.
Unbelievable is an accurate word, and that's basically what I tweeted. This is crazy. You can't say this isn't happening anymore. It's happening all the time. Minnesota was the 5th of those 5 states for this to happen in the past few days at that point. That's what I had tweeted, to which that is when Simone Biles decided to weigh in and call me for tweeting this truly disgusting and a bully and a sore loser, which is honestly the personal attacks. That doesn't even bother me at all. Like, I'm so secure with myself, I think, for a couple reasons. Number one, because I know I'm on the right side of history. It's easy to stand tall when you are certain of something, and I'm certain of that. And to then go on, which I'm sure we will touch on, she went on to tweet, bully someone your own size, which would ironically be a man. This was hilarious to me for 2 reasons. Number one, because she was acknowledging the fact that men and women are physically, biologically, categorically different from one another. And number 2, I'm like 5'5", Charlie. Like, I'm 130, 135 pounds, 5'5". I mean, relatively muscular, like any athlete. I would imagine if anyone would understand that, it would be Simone Biles. But clearly that was not the case.
So, yeah, I want to read some of these tweets here. So this is Simone Biles kind of going out of nowhere, attacking Riley. This came out of nowhere. But again, can we show the softball picture up again, please? This is the boys. Yeah, that's a boy who just won the softball championship. This is still happening in Minnesota. It's happening all across the country. So not many girls. And by the way, of course, it's just amazing how this is Marissa Rothberger, who's a boy, who's a man. And all the parents like go along with it, like, oh, yeah, totally normal, even though they won the state championship. So then Riley calls it out, which is Riley does this all the time. And then Simone Biles, who's a real sick puppy, she says, quote, "You're truly sick, all of this campaigning because you lost a race. Straight up sore loser. You should be uplifting the trans community." No, we shouldn't. "And perhaps finding a way to make sports inclusive or creating a new avenue where trans feel safe in sports." No, we shouldn't. "Maybe a transgender category in all sports." Bad idea. But instead, you bully them. "One thing's for sure is no one in sports is safe with you around." Now, I responded and said, unlike you, Riley didn't quit when things got hard. Remember, famously, Simone Biles embarrassed the entire world and the country when she selfishly decided to not compete with her teammates in the Tokyo Olympics. We remember around here. And I called Simone Biles out at the time, and I got a lot of heat because I saw that there was something wrong up there. But help me understand this, though. Why is it that she, as a top female athlete who's won 11 gold medals or whatever, she just feels so compelled to make sure that men can steal trophies and medals from women?
Well, it's important to mention, number one, that she's done competing, which this is like a classic Megan Rapinoe move.
Totally
it's the definition of pulling up the ladder behind you. She doesn't have to worry anymore about a man taking her spot on the Olympic team, taking her gold medal. So therefore, it's easy for her to come out and say, to appear to be virtuous and kind and inclusive and compassionate and whatever other word they want to use that has been totally misconstrued over the past few years. It's easy for her to do this. Now she's done competing. meeting. Not to mention, none of her sponsors have had a problem with her saying this. So she thought she was taking the approach that would be looked kindly upon, but that is not at all what has happened, Charlie. She has received, I mean, it's been over 48 hours at this point. She has received on every social platform. You look at her comments on Instagram, you look at her comments on X, comments under any article that's being posted about it, even on TikTok, like my whole For You page are people who are coming out, even people who are Democrats who are saying, wait a minute, Simone, like your whole thing, like you've been a part of many body positivity campaigns, and now you're body shaming another woman for what, being muscular? Like, this was not the response at all I believe that she thought she was going to get. But reminder, we're not living in 2020 anymore. We are living in 2025, where it is widely accepted amongst the general public, not amongst the media, not amongst the elites, not amongst elected representation, but it is widely accepted amongst the public that men cannot become women, women cannot become men. There are two sexes. You can't change your sex. Each sex is deserving of equal opportunity, of privacy, and of safety. But Simone Biles clearly sits from her ivory tower and failed to acknowledge this.